heard some disturbing news before I even start my speech on my way here. I heard that if you buy ammunition, you can be considered a militant right wacko. If you don't believe in abortion, if you're pro-life, you're some kind of wacko, and the cops need to watch you. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Big brother state, that's what somebody said. Yeah, and this came from the Department of Homeland Security. These are guys supposed to watch out for us, aren't they? And the president pretends like they didn't say it.
Protect and serve.
Don't they work for him? Well, it's our president. We got to support our president. It's a patriotic thing to do. Let me get started on my speech. Actually, I would like you to ignore the bio you may or may not have read about me. Today I come to you as a simple man. Okay? Talk about some simple truth, to offer some simple wisdom, and ask some simple questions. Then I'm going to ask you to do something that's simply logical. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So also is the road to socialism. Throughout, socialism's been around a lot longer than a lot of people think, and it's ancient. Throughout history, socialism has developed its own history. It always, not sometimes, always, turns itself into a machine hell-bent on securing absolute power. And of course we know absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. And we also know that history repeats itself. You got it. I'll start off with one example. In 1770, I know this is supposed to be a tea party. I know this is 1770. In 1770, the colonists were tired of taxation without representation. That's right. And what did they do? They met in the city of Boston, surrounded the British regulars, intimidated them, the soldiers, opened fire. Many people were harmed, 5 died. Where does history repeat itself? Well, 200 years later in Kent State University. You see, the government here in this country can do that. 4 people died there. So I tell you, history repeats itself. Before the election, Joe Biden stated it's patriotic to pay your taxes. After the election, however, the Obama administration wished to appoint people who didn't do that patriotically. Before the election, they thoroughly investigated a private citizen to make sure that he paid his taxes so that they could discredit Joe the plumber. Yet they did not investigate their own would-be appointees, did they? So I ask you, what does this say about the patriotism of our leaders? I got this question I really need to ask you. I need to know the answer. Are there 2 classes of citizens in this country? Are we divided into those who are required to pay taxes and those who are not required to pay taxes? You know what? Basically, I'm a nobody. And if I didn't pay thousands of dollars in taxes, I'm sure I'd be out of my house. But if I'd been born into the other class, maybe they'll let me run the IRS for not paying taxes. Yeah, you know what? Benjamin Franklin said that man ultimately will be governed by God or tyrants. So I ask you, which of these is our case today? I've been told that the people of the World War II generation are our greatest generation, and I believe that the people here in Cleveland tonight are here to challenge that claim. I was supposed to speak to you from a military veteran's point of view. Okay? So what I know is many of the vets see things from the standpoints of honor and integrity. and always through the eyes of history. So my speech will include some historical lines, such as, "Truly these are the times to try men's souls." We all remember that? Perhaps most of us don't remember the names of the people that organized the original Boston Tea Party, but we do remember those who at great risk to their own lives stood their ground, and they